Hey everyone, and welcome back, the podcast where we talk, laugh, and help you grow your English one conversation at a time. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jake. So happy you're here with us today. Maya, how are you doing? How was your morning?
Oh, Jake, my morning was okay. A little slow, honestly. I woke up late. I was supposed to wake up at 7, but I looked at my phone and it was already 8:45. I was like, oh no.
That feeling is the worst. That moment when you realize, wait, it's already that late?
Yes. And then everything was rushed. I rushed to make coffee. I rushed to get ready. I rushed to sit down and start work. And the whole time I just felt a little off, like the whole day started on the wrong foot.
That's a great expression, by the way. Started on the wrong foot. We'll come back to that one.
Oh, yes, definitely. What about you, Jake? How was your morning?
Actually, my morning was really nice today. I woke up before my alarm, which almost never happens to me. I made coffee slowly. I sat outside for about 10 minutes. I just listened to birds. No phone, no news, no emails, just quiet.
That sounds like a dream.
It really was. And the whole day has just felt more calm because of that. I think how you start your morning really does affect how you feel for the rest of the day. 100%. That is so true. Okay, so that actually leads us perfectly into today's topic. And I think you can already guess what we are talking about today.
Daily routines. We are talking about daily routines in English.
Yes, daily routines. And this is such a great topic for English learners because, honestly, daily routines are everywhere. They come up in conversations all the time. Someone asks you, what do you usually do in the morning? Or what time do you wake up? Or do you have a morning routine? And if you don't have the vocabulary for this, it can feel really hard to answer, even if your life is simple and normal.
Exactly. And you know what else? Daily routines are one of the first topics you learn in English. But a lot of learners only learn the very basic version. Like, I wake up at 7. I eat breakfast. I go to work. And that's fine. That is a good starting point. But real conversations go deeper than that. People talk about their routines with feelings, with details, with expressions. And today, we want to help you do that.
So whether you are a beginner just starting out or you have been learning English for a while and you want to sound more natural, this episode is for you.
And before we dive in, if you are enjoying this podcast, please take 1 second and hit subscribe. It really, really helps us reach more learners just like you. And if you want to say hi, leave us a comment below. Tell us what time you woke up this morning. Seriously, we love reading your comments. It makes our day. Okay, let's go. So Jake, let's start with something simple. Why do you think daily routines are hard to talk about in English? Because on the surface, it seems easy, right? It's just your day.
Right. It seems easy. But I think the problem is that learners know the basic words, wake up, eat, sleep, but they don't know how to make it sound natural. Like, there's a big difference between saying, I wake up at 7, and saying, I usually wake up around 7, but on weekends I like to sleep in a little. One sounds like a grammar exercise, the other sounds like a real person talking.
That's such a good point. And there's also the issue of time expressions. Learners sometimes struggle with words like usually, always, sometimes, rarely, every morning, once a week. These little words make your English so much richer.
And verbs, too. There's so many verbs connected to routines. Not just wake up, but get up, stretch, brush your teeth, grab a coffee, head out, commute, check in, wrap up, wind down. All of these are part of everyday language, and learners don't always know them.
So today, we want to fill in those gaps. We want to make sure that by the end of this episode, you can talk about your daily routine in a natural, confident, interesting way.
I love it. Okay, Let's talk about our own routines first, because I think that's the best way to teach this, through real examples. Jake, walk me through your morning routine, like your real one, not the perfect version.
Okay, the real version. All right, so I wake up around 6:30 most days. I don't use an alarm anymore because my body's just used to it. But the first thing I do, and I am not proud of this, is I reach for my phone.
Oh no, Jake.
I know. I check my messages, I check a few notifications. I tell myself I'm going to stop doing this, but it keeps happening.
You and literally millions of people.
Right? So I'm on my phone for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Then I get up. And get up is important here, by the way. Wake up and get up are different. Wake up means your eyes open, you stop sleeping. Get up means you actually move your body out of the bed. So I wake up at 6:30, but I might get up at 6:45.
That is such a useful distinction. I'm glad you said that.
Then I go straight to the kitchen. I make coffee. I have a pour-over setup, so it takes a few minutes. While the coffee is brewing, I brush my teeth. I know some people think that's weird, but it wakes up my mouth. Then I drink my coffee, sometimes with a piece of toast. And then I try to do something with my hands or my body before I sit down to work. Sometimes I take a short walk. Sometimes I just stretch for 5 minutes.
That sounds really healthy, actually. Except for the phone part.
Yeah, the phone part I'm working on. What about you, Maya? What does your morning look like?
Okay, so my mornings are a little more chaotic than Jake. I have a daughter who is 6 years old, so my mornings are not relaxing.
I can imagine.
She wakes up around 7, and before she wakes up, I try to have at least 20 minutes just for myself. So I set my alarm for 6:45. I make tea. I'm a tea person, not a coffee person. And I sit in the kitchen in the quiet and just breathe, just exist. No one is asking me for anything. It's my favorite part of the day, honestly.
That sounds beautiful.
And then chaos. My daughter wakes up, she needs breakfast, she can't find her shoes, she wants to wear a dress even though it's cold outside. You know how it is.
The shoes are always missing.
Always. So I make her breakfast, usually something quick like toast or yogurt. I pack her bag, I get her dressed, and I try to stay calm while all of this is happening. And then my husband takes her to school, and I finally sit down and start my workday. And at that point, it's usually already 8:30 or 9.
So your productive time starts kind of late in the morning.
It does, but I've learned to accept that. I can't fight the morning chaos. I just try to get through it with a good attitude.
I love that. Get through it. That's another great phrase. It means to survive something, to complete something that is difficult. You don't enjoy it, but you manage it. I got through my terrible commute. We got through the storm. She got through the morning chaos.
Exactly. And a good attitude makes a huge difference.
Okay, let's talk about something that I think is really interesting, and that is the difference between weekday routines and weekend routines. Because for most people, these are very different, and being able to describe that difference is great for conversation.
Oh, absolutely. On weekdays, most people are running on a schedule. You have to be somewhere at a certain time. Work, school, appointments. So your routine is tighter, more structured. You don't have a lot of flexibility.
And on weekends, everything relaxes a little bit. You sleep in, which means you sleep later than usual. You take your time. You might have a long breakfast. You might do things you don't have time for during the week.
Right. And in English, we often use the phrase slow morning to describe a weekend morning. I had such a slow morning today. I made pancakes, I read the newspaper. I didn't even check my email until noon. That sounds like a dream for a lot of people.
It really does. And there's a beautiful phrase for this in English, to take it easy. It means to relax, to not rush, to go at your own pace. I'm taking it easy this weekend. It's such a comfortable phrase.
I love that phrase. You hear it all the time. Hey, what are you up to this weekend? Oh, just taking it easy. Gonna take it easy after a long week.
And the opposite of taking it easy is being on the go. If you're on the go, you are busy, active, moving around. I've been on the go all week. I'm exhausted. That means I have been busy nonstop.
So on weekdays you might be on the go, and on weekends you try to take it easy. Those two expressions work really well together.
Now let's talk about afternoon and evening routines, because mornings get a lot of attention, but the rest of the day matters too. Jake, what does your afternoon usually look like?
So I work from home most days, which means my afternoon is pretty flexible. I usually eat lunch around 1, nothing fancy. A sandwich, some leftovers, whatever I have. And then around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I hit a wall.
Oh, hit a wall. What does that mean?
So hitting a wall means you suddenly lose energy. You were going well, you were focused, and then boom, you just can't anymore. Your brain feels slow, your eyes feel heavy. A lot of people hit a wall in the early afternoon. It's actually really common. Some countries even have a nap time in the middle of the day for this reason.
Yes, like in Spain, the siesta.
Exactly. So when I hit a wall, I try to take a short break, maybe a 10-minute walk, or I make another coffee, and then I can usually push through until the evening.
And push through means to continue even when it's hard. You don't stop, you keep going. I pushed through even though I was tired.
Yes, exactly. And then in the evening, I usually wrap up work around 6. And wrap up is a really useful phrase. It means to finish something, to bring something to an end. Let's wrap up the meeting. I'm wrapping up a project. I wrapped up the day.
I use that one all the time. What about after work, Jake?
After work, I try to do something active. Go for a run, do some exercise, something to move my body after sitting at a desk all day. And then dinner. I actually enjoy cooking, so I spend some time in the kitchen. And then the evening is usually pretty relaxed. Maybe I watch something, read a little, talk to my partner, and I try to go to bed before 11. That's a really healthy routine. Maya, what about your evenings?
My evenings are centered around my daughter again. Dinner, bath time, story time, bedtime. It's a whole process. By the time she is asleep, and it always takes longer than it should, I'm exhausted.
That's a full-time job in the evenings.
It really is. But then, when she finally falls asleep, I get maybe an hour of just quiet time. And I use that to read or just sit and do nothing. And I think that quiet hour is actually what helps me wind down before bed.
And wind down is such a lovely phrase. It means to slowly relax, to let go of the stress of the day. Think of a music box that you wind up, and then slowly it winds down and gets quieter. Winding down before bed is so important. A lot of sleep experts say you should wind down for at least 30 minutes before you sleep.
I totally believe that. When I skip my wind down routine, I don't sleep as well.
Same. Screens make it really hard to wind down, by the way. The light from phones and TVs tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Let's talk about something else, and that is the idea of routines helping with mental health. Because I think a lot of people don't realize how much their routine affects how they feel.
This is so true. And it doesn't have to be a perfect routine. You don't need to wake up at 5 and meditate and do yoga and drink green juice.
The Instagram morning routine.
Exactly. That kind of pressure is actually the opposite of helpful. What research shows, and what most people experience in real life, is that small, consistent habits make you feel stable and calm. Even something as simple as making your bed in the morning.
There's actually a very famous speech about this. A military general said that making your bed every morning gives you one small accomplishment right at the start of your day. And that feeling of accomplishment can carry you through the rest of the day.
I love that. It's such a small thing, but it really does work psychologically.
And in English, we have a saying, take care of the little things, and the big things will take care of themselves. Which basically means if you manage your small daily habits, your overall life tends to go better too.
That's beautiful. And I think it's true. When I keep my morning routine, even just tea and 20 quiet minutes, I feel so much more in control of my day.
And when the routine breaks, you can feel kind of lost, like your anchor is gone.
Exactly. Anchor is a beautiful word for this. An anchor holds a ship in place. So a morning routine is like your anchor. It holds you in place when the rest of the day gets stormy.
All right. Now let's do something a little fun. Let's talk about different types of people and their routines. Because not everyone is a morning person, right?
Oh, definitely not. There are morning people and there are night owls. And English actually has those expressions, morning person and night owl.
A morning person loves mornings. They wake up happy, they have energy, they feel their best in the first half of the day.
And a night owl. The owl is a bird that is awake at night, right? A night owl is someone who feels most alive in the evenings and at night. They get their best work done late at night. They stay up late, and they find it very hard to wake up early.
I am 100% a morning person. I love sunrise. I love the quiet of early mornings. I love how fresh everything feels at 7 in the morning.
And I am mostly a morning person, but I have night owl tendencies. Some of my best creative ideas come at 10 or 11 at night. It's frustrating because my body wants to sleep, but my brain wants to write.
That is so relatable. And the interesting thing is, science says that whether you are a morning person or a night owl is partly genetic. It's in your biology. So if you have always struggled to wake up early, it might not be a lack of discipline. It might just be how your body is wired.
That is actually very comforting for the night owls listening right now.
Exactly. You're not lazy, you're just wired differently. Okay, let's move into our vocabulary review section because we have used so many great phrases today and I want to make sure everyone can take these away with them.
Yes, let's do it. These are all words and phrases from today's conversation, and they are all very useful for talking about daily routines or everyday life in English. The first one, wake up versus get up. Remember, wake up is when your sleep ends, your eyes open. Get up is when you move out of bed. I woke up at 6, but I didn't get up until 6:30. Very common, very useful.
And next, sleep in. To sleep in means to sleep later than usual, usually on weekends or days off. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. I slept in until 10 on Saturday. It has a warm, cozy feeling to it.
Lovely. Next, on the go. This means busy and active, always moving. I've been on the go all week. She's always on the go. I don't know how she does it.
And the opposite, take it easy. To relax,
To not rush.
just take it easy today. He needs to take it easy after being sick. It's also what you say when you say goodbye informally. See you later. Take it easy.
Oh, I love that one. It's such a friendly way to say goodbye.
Next, hit a wall. To suddenly lose energy or motivation. I hit a wall at 3 in the afternoon. We were doing great on the project, but then we hit a wall. It means you just cannot continue with the same energy anymore.
And then push through. To continue even when it's difficult. Even though I was tired, I pushed through and finished the report. She pushed through the hard part of training. It has a feeling of strength and determination.
Next, wrap up. To finish something, to bring it to an end. Let's wrap up this meeting. I'm wrapping up the last details. She wrapped up her presentation and answered questions. Super useful in professional English, too.
And then wind down. To slowly relax after activity or stress. I need an hour to wind down after work. Reading helps me wind down before bed. Think of it as the opposite of winding up. Winding up means getting more tense and energized. Winding down means getting calmer and quieter.
And finally, start on the wrong foot, or get off on the wrong foot. This means to begin something badly. I started the day on the wrong foot. We got off on the wrong foot in that meeting. I said something without thinking. It's a great idiom and very natural in conversation.
Those are all beautiful phrases, and they all came up naturally in our conversation today, which is exactly how you learn them best, in context, in real sentences.
Okay, so before we wrap up, did you see what I did there? Before we wrap up, let's talk about some things you can actually do today. Action steps, because learning is great, but doing is even better. The first thing you can do, and this is so simple, is write out your own daily routine in English. Don't make it perfect. Don't worry about grammar too much. Just write it like you are telling a friend. I usually wake up at 7. I make coffee, I take my kids to school, and then try to add some feelings and details. I love my first coffee of the day. I hate traffic on my commute. I always feel better after my evening walk.
I love that. The feelings are what make it real. And that's what makes English feel natural, when you combine facts with feelings.
The second action step. Practice the vocabulary we reviewed. Pick 3 phrases from today. Maybe wind down, hit a wall, and sleep in. And try to use them in conversation or in writing this week. Even just in your head. Think in English. I really hit a wall this afternoon. I'm going to sleep in on Sunday. I need to wind down before bed. The third one, and this is a little challenge. Try describing your routine to someone else in English. A friend, a language partner, someone online. Tell them about your morning. Tell them about your evening. Use the vocabulary from today. This kind of speaking practice is gold. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is communication. The goal is practice. Every time you try, your English gets a little stronger. Okay, before the final goodbye, let's do a quick recap of everything we talked about today. We talked about daily routines and why they come up so often in English conversation. We talked about morning routines and the difference between wake up and get up. We shared our own real routines, with the chaos and imperfection included.
We talked about weekday versus weekend routines, the idea of slow mornings and sleeping in and taking it easy.
We talked about afternoon and evening routines, hitting a wall, pushing through, wrapping up the day, winding down before bed.
We talked about morning people and night owls, and the fact that it's partly in your biology, so be kind to yourself.
And we talked about how routines help your mental health, even small ones. Even just making your bed or having 20 quiet minutes with your tea.
And we reviewed 8 really useful vocabulary words and phrases that you can start using today.
Wonderful. I feel like I could talk about this topic for another hour, honestly.
Same. It's so relatable because everyone has a routine, right? It doesn't matter where you're from in the world. Everyone wakes up in the morning. Everyone has a day to get through. It connects us.
And now, our comment question. We have a question for you, and we really, really want to hear your answer.
What is one thing that is always part of your daily routine? Something you do every single day, and if you skip it, your day just doesn't feel right. For me, it's my morning tea. If I don't have that quiet cup of tea in the morning, I feel like I missed something important.
For me, it's exercise. If I skip a day of moving my body, I feel kind of heavy and slow. Tell us yours in the comments. We love hearing from you. It's also great writing practice, so take the chance.
Okay, we are coming to the end of today's episode. And as always, we just want to say thank you so much for being here. Truly, you didn't have to spend this time with us, and the fact that you did means so much. Learning a language is not easy. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes showing up again and again, even on the days when you feel like you're not making progress. But I promise you, every episode you listen to, every phrase you pick up, every sentence you write in the comments, it all adds up. It all counts. You are doing better than you think, and you are further along than you were yesterday. That is something to be proud of. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who is also learning English. It really helps us keep making these episodes for you.
I'm Maya,
And I'm Jake.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Take it easy, everyone. Bye.